Let's start our chanting before the meditation. If you are following our chanting book, you can turn to page number 5. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. The 5 precepts. Pāṇātipātā vīramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Adinādāna vīramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Kāmesu micchācārā vīramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Musāvādā vīramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Surāmeraya majjya pamādatthāna vīramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Let's read the affirmative vows based on the 5 precepts.
Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitment and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness.
Homage to the Buddha.
Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattā deva manussanam buddho bhagavati.
Homage to the Dhamma.
Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi pansiko opanayiko pancattam veditambo viññoiti.
Homage to the Sangha.
Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Atta purisa punggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Dakkhiniyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyak kitang lokansati.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Offerings, offering of light.
Ganasarampadittena dīpena tamadangsina tiloka dīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamudang.
Offering of incense.
ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන දූපේනාහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයං තං පූජා භාජන මුත්තමං.
Offering of flowers.
වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දංස සිරිපාද සරෝගී. පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නීනේ පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං නිලායාති අථායි ධම්මි කායෝ තථායාති විනාශභාවං.
Offering of water.
ආදිවාසීතුනු බන්ති පානීයං පරිකම්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු
Offering of drinks.
ආදිවාසීතුනු බන්ති ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු.
Worship of shrines.
වන්දාමි චේතියං සම්බං සම්බඨානේ සුපතිත්තිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wish of well-being.
පුඤ්ඤාභි සන්දං විපුලං අලලන්තං තංසානු භාවේ
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English.
Mind
Mind
is
is
the
the
forerunner
forerunner
of
of
all
all
experiences.
experiences.
Mind
Mind
is
is
chief,
chief,
mind
mind made
made
are
are
they.
they.
If
If one
one
speaks
speaks
or
or
acts
acts with
with
an impure
your
mind,
mind, suffering
suffering
follows
follows like the
like the
wheel
wheels
that
that
follow
follow
the
the
foot
foot of
of
the
the
ox.
ox.
Mind
Mind is
is
the
the forerunner of
forerunner of all
all experience.
experiences.
Mind
Mind
is
is
chief,
chief,
mind
mind
made
made
are
are
they.
they.
If
If
one
one
speaks
speaks
or
or
acts
acts with
with
a
an
pure
impure
mind,
mind,
happiness
happiness
follows
follows
like
like
one's
one's own
own
shadow
shadow
that
that
never
never
leaves.
leaves. Generosity,
Generosity,
kind
kind words,
words,
benevolent
benevolent
actions
actions towards
towards others,
others, and
and equanimity
equanimity towards
towards all
all
beings
beings
and
and
all
all
things.
things. These
These bonds
bonds
of
of
sympathy
sympathy
function
function
in
in
the
the
world
world like
like the linchpin
in
in
a
a
moving
moving
car.
car.
One
One
by
by
one,
one,
little
little
by
by
little,
little,
moment
moment
by
by moment,
moment, wise
wise people
people
should remove
their
their impurities
impurities as a
as
smith
Smith
removes the
removes the
dross
rust
from
from
silver.
silver.
For
For
one
one who
who
mindfully
mindfully develops
develops
boundless
boundless
loving
loving
kindness,
kindness,
mental
mental
defilements
defilements are
are
weakened,
weakened, and
and
the
the
freedom
freedom
from
from
clinging
clinging is
is
seen.
seen. All
All
conditioned
conditioned
things
things
are
are
impermanent.
impermanent.
When
When
one
one
sees
sees
with
with
this
this wisdom,
wisdom,
one
one
turns
turns
away
away
from
from
suffering.
suffering.
This
This
is
is
the
the
path
path
to
to
purification.
purification. All
All
conditioned
conditioned
things
things
are
are
unsatisfactory.
unsatisfactory.
When
When one
one
sees
sees
it
it
with
with
wisdom,
wisdom,
one
one turns
turns
away
away
from
from suffering.
suffering. This
This
is
is the
the
path
path
to
to
purification.
purification.
All
All things
things are
are
not
not self.
self. When
When
one
one
sees
sees
with
with
this
this wisdom,
wisdom,
one
one
turns
turns away
away
from
from
suffering.
suffering. This
This is
is
the
the
path
path
to
to
purification.
purification. Excellent,
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 excellent, excellent.
excellent. Dear spiritual friends, we welcome you all for our usual meditation session on Wednesdays. Before we start our meditation, so we can rejoice ourselves that we have this time to practice a kind of meditation in our life, just to observe our mind, to develop a kind of spiritual practice. Although we are spending a very busy life, we are very fortunate at least to have this time for this meditation. So, first of all of us can appreciate ourselves, rejoice ourselves, having this wonderful time for our life. So, deeply appreciating ourselves, we can make a determination that I'll engage in a committed practice. I'll make use of this wholesome guidance, this wholesome gathering, this wholesome teaching. Make that determination now. With that determination, we can start our meditation Before we bring our awareness to do our meditation, let's chant our regular chanting Namo Buddhaya and listen to the bell. After the chanting and the bell, Bhante Punna will help us to do the meditation. Until the very end of the sounds of the bell and the chant, be with the sounds. It will help you to settle your mind further and further and bring the awareness to this present moment. Dha Dear spiritual friends, now let us practice meditation. Meditation on loving kindness and meditation on breathing. Meditation on loving kindness helps us to cultivate good qualities in our mind. Good thoughts in our mind. Wholesome thoughts, wholesome qualities are very important to maintain the peace in mind. Awareness of the breath helps us to develop mindfulness and wisdom. We will practice these two meditation practices to guide and cultivate the good qualities and reach to the wisdom with the support of the full awareness. In the first part, we practice as a guided meditation, and in the second part, we practice silent meditation. In meditation, it is always very, very important to have a relaxed posture, a physical relaxation. With the support of the physical relaxation, we can earn the mental relaxation, mental calmness, physical calmness,
and mental calmness are the very, very important two areas that we have to draw our attention. To calm ourselves, we bring our awareness to our body and we observe how we are sitting. How are we maintaining our body? And how can we relax our body? And also, then we draw our attention to our awareness to watch the thoughts in our mind. We all know in general we have a wandering mind. Thoughts are running all over the place. To calm down the mind, we take a very special technique. We bring our awareness to our physical relaxation. We bring our awareness to the present moment and observe the present body and the mind. Therefore, we bring our awareness and observe first our posture. We can feel that we are sitting. You might be sitting on a chair or on a cushion. Wherever you sit, sit comfortably. If you are sitting on the cushion, you sit at the front edge of the cushion with the sitting bones, which is very, very helpful to keep the upper body upright. If you are sitting on the chair, you sit the front of the cushion on the chair without leaning to here and there. And there we keep our upper body upright as much as possible. Then we keep our both legs nicely and keep full awareness and notice how we are sitting. And also we notice that our body is keeping upright and maintaining three curves of the back discs, backbones, which helps us to relax our back muscles and the belly muscles. We keep our both shoulders widely open, both palms on the lap, on your knees, and make them comfortable. Feel the shoulder blades, feel the both shoulders. The chin goes parallel to the earth, and neck muscles are properly maintaining. Observe your eyes, and you have closed your eyes gently, and also scan the body from the top of the head and to the tips of the toes. And feel the body. Feel the body, and you can feel all different sensations. In certain areas, you have unpleasant feelings. Certain areas, you have pleasant feelings. Also, you have the neutral feelings in different places of the body. Whatever the feelings you have, you feel them, especially if you notice any tightness, any pressure, any pain, anywhere in the body, you feel them and understand. If there are any pains, any pressure, any tension anywhere in the body, they are not helping to make successful your meditation. They are disturbing. They disturb and make yourself uneasy, and you feel that you want to change your posture back and forth here and there, and it won't help you to maintain this motionless posture. That is why you feel all those feelings and you relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. Feel from the forehead, top of the head and back of the head, and drop down and relax. Feel the eyes, facial muscles, and relax. Bring your awareness and notice some sort of pleasant thoughts in mind. Just observing a baby, a face of a baby. You bring some special pleasant feelings into the mind, and those thoughts can bring a beautiful smile onto your face and relax. Both shoulders are relaxing, chest muscles and belly muscles, back muscles, lower and upper. Relax. And notice that you are sitting in a very balanced posture. The way of the upper body is flowing down to the ground, and relax, relax, relax. Having this relaxed posture, we draw our attention to our mind. And if you notice any unpleasant thoughts in your mind due to any circumstances, you notice them and you understand the nature of them. Some thoughts are coming from the past with the past memories. Some thoughts are occurring in the mind right now with the support of the future expectations. The present moment is really helpful and relaxing. So you notice that the the past is gone and let them go and see the future is not yet come true and let them go. Bring your full awareness to the present moment right now, right on your physical establishment. You have a well prepared posture and you can maintain your full awareness in this present posture. And you have an undisturbed mind. All the negative emotions are fading away. Very pleasant mind you have because of this pleasant, relaxed posture and the awareness of the present moment. In this present moment, we will cultivate some wholesome thoughts in our mind. The loving kindness helps us to cultivate wholesomeness in our mind. The loving kindness is going to be the center thoughts in our mind. The loving kindness, the very unique, the special post thought will remain in your mind, having many number of other supportive thoughts. We cultivate loving kindness in our mind, same as a mother who take care of her only baby. A mother who take care of her only baby. Observe the gravity and the capacity of the loving kindness thoughts in mother's mind. The mother is having all those beautiful thoughts in favor of her only baby. Observe the strength of her unconditional love. The mother is not caring any difficulties that she is going through, that because of her loving kindness. It is unfathomable, unchallengeable, a beautiful loving kindness. We will kindly invite that kind of loving kindness into our mind. We prepare our mind to give protection and security for a baby and observe the thoughts in the mind. You can have many number of positive thoughts in your mind with the support of the image of the baby. Observe the beauty of the thoughts in your mind. You have compassion, tolerance, patience, appreciation, forgiveness, generosity, right understanding, and right mindfulness. We have all those beautiful thoughts to maintain the loving kindness, to give good caring, render the good caring for the baby. Observe your beautiful mind and maintain the loving kindness in your mind. Loving kindness and all other supportive thoughts bring peace and courage into our mind and happiness into our mind. Observe the calmness and the peace in your mind. Because of the loving kindness, you can spread this loving kindness first into your body. Spread the loving kindness all over the body. That because even this body itself is seeking the good caring and pleasant experiences. In this meditative posture, we can render the loving kindness and feel the loving kindness physically. Feel the loving kindness. Spread the loving kindness to the skin. May the skin of this body be healed, relax, and heal. May the muscles of this body be healed and relax. May the bones of this body be healed and relaxed. May all the internal organs and systems of this body be healed. May all the organs and the system of this body be healed. Feel the loving kindness internally and externally. May this body and mind be healed. May this mind and body be healed. Feel your calmness. Feel your gentleness. Feel your peace in your mind. Peace in your body. And share this beautiful loving kindness, calmness with your spiritual friends first. May my spiritual friends also be able to enjoy the loving kindness same as I do. May my spiritual friends be well. May my spiritual friends be healthy. Radiate your loving kindness to your beloved family members, near and far, and friends. May all of the family members, relatives, and friends be healed, be healthy. Radiate your loving kindness to your neighbors, to the people in the city, to the people in the county, to the people in the neighboring counties, state, and the neighboring states. Throughout the nation, may all the people be healed, be healthy. May everybody be protected. May you not get any sicknesses into your body. May all the health workers, social workers, friendly people, may everybody be safe. May you be well. Even your perfect loving kindness travel beyond the borders. All the people in the neighboring countries and all around the world, may all people be healed. May they be able to take the right decisions all the time. May they be protected. May they have compassion, tolerance, patience each other. May all people have good thoughts for each other. May they be well. And also share your loving kindness with all other animals and all other living creatures, small and big, long and short, near and far, visible and invisible, in the direction of your front, in the direction of your back, left, right, above, and below. May all beings be well. Just relax and enjoy your loving kindness. Enjoy your well wishing thoughts. Enjoy your good thoughts, directed loving kindness thoughts, wholesome directed loving kindness thoughts, applied thoughts, and the rapture and pleasure that earn through the loving kindness thoughts, and the one pointedness on this beautiful mind. Enjoy the beauty of your mind, clarity of your mind, lucidity of your mind, peace in mind. May you enjoy the loving kindness. Be well. We can use our lovely awareness to practice breathing meditation in this relaxed posture. Maintain further and further your relaxed posture and draw your attention to your natural breath, breathing in and breathing out. Observe the in breath and out breath. Notice the change in nature of the breath. It is not just only change in breath and out breath, the content of the breath, the air molecules of the breath, they are changing inside the body. With the support of that changing, all the cells are changing very slowly but very constantly. The entire body is changing. Not only the body, feelings are changing. Not only the feelings, thoughts are changing. Nature of the mind is changing. Observe the breath. Understand the deepest, the nature of the body, feelings, mind, and all different thoughts in mind. Just relax and practice for foundations of mindfulness in your sitting posture, keeping your full awareness onto the breath. And notice if there are any stresses in the body, if there are any deposited habits in the body, slowly soften them and let them go and let them go and purify your entire life, all four foundations, and purify and enjoy the purity of yourself by letting go. Just relax and practice breathing meditation in depth.
Dukkam pattaj niddukkha bhayam pattaj Nibbaya Sukam Pattaj Nitsoka Hontu sabbepi paninu May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. And let's spend a moment to be grateful to all the enlightened masters and the teachers in the past who passed this teaching, this wisdom to generation to practice for us today, and deeply appreciate the guidance, the instructions you received for your meditation, and feel grateful to whoever helped you to the meditation, to do your meditation comfortably. Even these non-living things, the chair you are sitting on, the cushion, the devices that help you to connect to this meditation, deeply appreciate the support you received for your meditation. Appreciating, let's say, sadhu 3 times. Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
Welcome you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante. I'm sorry, I had to attend a workshop right at this time, so I missed the meditation part. But you had a good meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bhante couldn't come late. So, um, when it comes to meditation, I think there are two aspects, in the process of meditation. One is the very term bhavana, refers to the cultivation of wisdom, cultivation of wholesome qualities. But at the same time, other aspect of meditation is opposite to cultivation, which we can call unlearning or maybe deconditioning, right? So there's a cultivation part of it, and there's also unlearning part of it. So I think in our life, we learn. In our life, we learn a lot of things. Since our childhood, we have been learning so many things. So the learning is not easy, right? Right, Bante? When you learn, remember, how long it took us to learn the alphabet, right? And learning is difficult. But so, do you think that if the learning is difficult, unlearning should be easier, right? Right, Bante? If the learning is difficult, we have to pay attention, we have to memorize, we have to, engage with that. It is difficult. So.
But it's like Bante, winding up.
Okay.
Unwinding is, there's no
No, not
so-called
easy.
unwinding. Otherwise, it itself, loosening the tension. And but as Bante is talking, the unwinding is also another type of skill in our
Skill,
mind.
yeah. So although although we think that learning it is already difficult, so unlearning should be easy, but actually unlearning can also be very difficult, right?
Comparing to the
Learning, yeah. Both are difficult, right? But I think
both are difficult, but in the sense of the unlearning, learning is easy.
Okay, what a wonderful idea. Bante is saying that learning is easier than unlearning. Yes, definitely, Bante, because what is really difficult in learning is our conscious learning.
Yeah.
When we really want to learn a skill, want to learn something important, and that is difficult. But most of the time, we do a lot of learning unconsciously, right? Unconsciously learning and absorbing things from the society, from environment, from media.
We are conditioning with the support of the.
Yes, that's right, Bante. So I think that is, yeah, correct. I think Bante used a very important term, conditioning. So it's also a form of learning. So in meditation, other than cultivation, what we have to do is also like removing those conditionings, like unlearning and deconditioning.
Yeah.
And that is
And conditioning becomes like traits in your mind.
Yeah.
And then traits start to drive you.
Yes, definitely. Drive you, yes.
Yeah.
That is what, Bante, I want to share today, because these things that we unconsciously have learned and they become traits, and our conditioning can appear so normal, right? And so normal, and we are not even aware of them.
Yeah.
And so I think as a meditators, we need to understand that we as a person is a layers and layers and layers of conditionings.
Yeah.
Layers of conditionings. And there are different layers of this conditioning. So one is the conditioning that we receive from larger society, and conditioning we receive from as I mentioned, media, and then from our family, and also from our socialization from schools and area. And there's also condition happening in a very deeper level also. And these days we have been learning during this rainy Vassana season. Three of us have been learning a very important Buddhist text, and there we discuss about how even certain views can be developed in a very subtle level. Even our sensory experience, if you don't really uh, uh, investigate them or even be mindful about them, those our normal sensory experience can also condition us, and then can develop an idea of a wrong notion of self. But that's very deeper level. But today I would like to talk about more like outer level of conditioning, how in meditation how we can become aware of them. Because these days, Bante, we are talking about these, the problems, that we are experiencing due to our biases, due to our stereotypes of people.
Yeah.
Because without our knowing, we categorize people, right? And we create certain image of different types of people, and based on their profession, based on their color, based on their, the maybe the country of origin, maybe even based on what part of city they are living,
Yeah.
which part of the area they are living. So, and these stereotyping, these different categorizations can come to us without our really conscious awareness, right? But as a part of like conditioning. And so in the Buddhist analysis, there are two levels of conditionings. One can be called cognitive level of conditioning, that we perceive the world through these conditionings. And then there's also more other levels of conditioning. We can call it emotional level of conditionings, that we react to situations based on those conditionings. So we have been conditioned. We are product of layers and layers and layers of conditionings. But there are two types: cognitive level of conditioning and then emotional level of conditioning. So when we see a person, when we see a thing, when we see any image, and the way we perceive it is informed by our conditionings, or maybe unconscious learnings that we had previously, and also our reaction, like when we
And also, Bante,
yeah,
the cognitive and the emotional, they are working nicely together to
they're helping each other, right?
helping each other
Yeah,
to drive you into different directions.
direction, that definitely, that's
Yeah.
very correct.
And it is
Yes. They are
so
really connected, because the based on the way we perceive, and that will lead us to react in a particular way.
particularly.
Yes, Bhante. So when we receive a blame, how we react. When we receive a praise, how we react. When we see a conflict, how we react. And all this, the way that we react is also not most of the time consciously chosen, but they are. I mean, we have conditionings that we have received previously, through with our previous reactions, and also by observing others and learning from unconsciously learning from others. But I think, as Bante mentioned, what is really important and what's like primary is maybe cognitive level, conditioning that we receive from cognitive levels. I think that's exactly really important these days, because uh, and because those cognitive level of conditionings can be so ingrained to us that we are even not aware of them. We don't see these things
No.
are coming. And sometimes we think that I'm a very kind person, I'm a compassionate and kind person, I always try to be kind. Yes, maybe that is true, but we need to understand, even the Buddha has mentioned so many times that our conditionings can be so ingrained, so deep, and it is below our conscious awareness. And sometime I have read somewhere that I mean, our the cognitive conditioning is like our shadow, that shadow that we carry around, and we don't see it coming behind us, but it can be part of us. Sometimes even like we learn the language when we were small children, and the different phrases that we use, and then how we speak, different like language phrases and the way of speaking, a tone, everything is like conditionings, right? Conditionings.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we talk about different kinds of people, where is normal language use can already have certain biases, right? And certain discriminations, and we really, I mean, actually, we really need, Bante, a deep meditation to realize them, because they are not in a conscious level, to because that is why I think meditation, then this deep awareness of our mind that we develop in our meditation is going to be so helpful for us to understand the deeper conditionings that we are operating under, and they are not at the conscious level. Yeah, we really need to see them. I think, therefore, I think we should be really happy, and then also we should always be ready to catch those the stereotypes, the biases that we have been conditioned by simply different use of the language. And sometimes our language can be nice term, our language can have nice terms, but it's still our cognitive understanding can be different. I think it's a tendency of our human mind to categorize things, to divide things, because it makes it's helpful for us to make sense of the things when we categorize into different when different sections. But it's but I think at the same time with that unknown, we are also infusing discriminations and biases and prejudices to that. So I think we need a deep awareness to overcome them. I think the awareness that we develop in meditation can really help us. I think first we need to even first we need to accept that I have a lot of layers of conditionings.
That's right.
Yeah, and most of the conditionings are not necessarily healthy ones, right? Not necessarily healthy.
Unknowingly deposited.
Yeah, unknowingly deposited. So we can't be. I mean, we can't be personally blamed for that.
Yeah.
We got it from
Not to become upset on that.
about that. We got it from mainstream society.
Yeah.
So we cannot be blamed personally, but we are responsible for these, biases and prejudices, because we may be passing those things to our friends, our children, the next generations. If we
And it is highly contagious.
is really highly contagious, and ultimately, actually, this is also a process of deconditioning. Remember, this is like a very maybe outer layers of conditioning, but it has been ingrained into us. But this process of deconditioning is very it is the
Are there
process.
any method to deconditioning? What is that word, Bhante?
Yes. Yeah, Visankara Karani, right? Yes, Bhante, yeah. And definitely the process of deconditioning is what, is actually, Bhante, one is, developing mindfulness, being aware of our own thoughts, being aware
Instead
of
being a victim of ourselves.
Yeah, and process being aware of it. And then second one is investigating, being able to analyze those things. And later, why did I use that term?
Yeah.
Why did I have that feeling? Why did I have that feeling when I talk about that type of people? When I saw that type of person, why did I have those urges? Maybe fear. Why did I have that fear when I just saw these people? And maybe there could be good reasons for that, but we need to analyze that
and to know that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just we drive and we just
and then so actually that is the starting point of deconditioning. And because the whole process of enlightenment is all about deconditioning the mind. Of course, there's a cultivation part, cultivating the wisdom, which is also the part of deconditioning. The resultant of the deconditioning will be the arising of wisdom. But this very process of deconditioning is a process towards enlightenment. But of course, there are more deeper level of conditionings that how we react to our visual for whatever we sensory experience. But in the outer level, we have these conditionings of categorizing people. I think we need to do two things. First we need to accept and honestly admit that I'm not free. I'm a product of layers and layers of conditioning. So I need to honestly admit that, and then I should be willing to pay attention to my thoughts, my perceptions, my reactions when I see different types of people. When I heard about different types of people.
So if you notice some kind of fitting
Yes.
in yourself, then you can.
Maybe even like
How can
fear.
you correct them?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to do like our inner investigation, right? I think what's happened is about when we see a person, we don't really see the person. We impose our, you know, preconceived, notions to understand that. I think that's kind of preventing us from directly dealing with the people. Yeah.
And associating with good people, Bhante, can we?
Yeah. Again, yeah. I think maybe, again, someone will argue that how you again categorize people as
Good
good.
and bad.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe what we can say, but maybe associating with people who are willing to explore this, who are willing to explore our conditionings, right? And this, having such a supportive environment is very important. Yes, definitely, Bhante. Yeah, I think then we should be ready to analyze and explore our own, thoughts, because sometimes whenever we have a thought, whenever we have a fear, whenever we have an image or perception about a person, because it arose within our mind, we tend to believe it. We tend to accept it. We don't have to. We don't have to. We should be able to like willing to explore it and even question it and
I
analyze
mean,
it.
Bhante,
Yeah.
because I asked that question, the goodness can
Hmm.
be scattered everywhere
Everywhere,
in
definitely.
different personalities, in different temperaments. We can see different qualities.
That's the whole point, Bhante, right? So we understand that every person has goodness in them, because they are also victims of their own biases and own stereotypes.
That's
So
why we
whenever
don't
they see
feel it.
us, they also look at us from a preconceived notion. So I'm also looking at that person with preconceived notion. So we both are, we both are afraid of each other because we are both are not really looking into eyes each other. We are looking to each other through our own, images or notions. I think, in order to overcome these biases, you really need a very keen awareness of our own, biases popping up. For that we really
And
need
also,
meditation.
Bhante, we all are seeking some help from each other. Is that right?
Definitely, Bhante, yes.
Always.
We seek safety,
Safety.
security from each other and
Each
help
other.
from each other.
But we have a tendency to misunderstand and misinterpret and become the the shape of yourself with that
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
understanding. Yeah, I think so when we start to explore these things, question these things, we are like slowly decondition our mind, because more we become aware of this, like notions, concepts, and then more we investigate them and we weaken them. The once you are able to catch one and analyze it, and next time that concept is weaker, that bias is weaker. So
Because
then,
of previously you show it and you
yeah, and
point
you
it out.
analyze it. You kind of, like you don't really fed it. You didn't feed it, but you analyze it.
So
Um,
awareness is very,
very
very
important.
important for all of us.
Yeah, and then we begin to like pay attention to all people. Because sometimes when we have these biases and prejudices, even when we go and see many people, we don't. Sometimes we pay attention to certain types of people. We only pay attention to other types of people, and that happens without our knowing. Where you look at. Even I mean, as a Buddhist teachers, even when we talk to a group of people, what kind of people that we are paying attention to? Sometimes without our knowing, we may be only paying attention to certain group of people, not to the other group of people. We can ignore others without our knowing.
Yeah.
So we also have to be very mindful about that too. I read a very beautiful story about the one school teacher. Uh, has given a question paper, to group of students who are actually graduating, and that's their last semester, like graduating students. So he has given a question paper, but and they really had to pass that, paper. So he has given all the questions about social studies, all like, how many, states you have in the country, all kind of history, social studies, how many types of, ethnicities we have, and all types of, all types of, serious questions. The last question in that question paper was, what is the first name of the lady who cleans the school building? What is the first name of the lady who cleans the school building? So students, students were like really memorizing all the names of the stairs, all kind of things, and they were answering everything. When they come to the last question, what is the first name of the lady who cleans the school building? They start to laugh, and apparently, nobody has, they have seen that lady who's like middle-aged lady who's smiling all the time, coming, but they haven't really paid attention to her. Even they haven't bothered to know her name. She's the one who actually cleans and prepare everything for them to come and study well, but they haven't paid attention to. So many students didn't know the name of the first name of that lady. So when they asked from the teacher, some kept that question, some didn't answer that question. They thought that the teacher was joking.
Okay.
But teacher told them, this is 20% of the mark you are going to get.
Oh.
If you if you don't answer that, you are losing 20%. Because this is about practically learning about the society, learning about human beings, and then like paying attention to each and everyone surrounding you. Like not really categorizing people, like treating some people are insignificant, only other people are significant. So I think this is our students, because of their conditionings, how what they saw, how the other adults behaved, what they have learned from others, and therefore when they see a cleaning lady, that's the kind of category they may put it. Cleaning lady, who cares? And then you don't pay attention to, you kind of ignore them as if they don't really exist there. So we can do same things to certain types of people, certain people who are doing certain professions. So I think those are the biases that we carry without our knowing. So I think we should remember we should remember what happened to those students who didn't know the first name of that lady, right?
Losing
Yeah.
25% of
And
the
then
mark.
the teacher told them that we are going to lose so much, so much value in your life if we don't learn this lesson. So I'm going to really give you lower grade for you to learn the lesson. Yeah, I hope that we will really be willing to be aware of our own biases and prejudices. And then I think the first benefit that we can get from our meditation practice is to develop this awareness of our own biases, prejudices, and willing to explore them, and willing to question them, and then willing to drop them if we can, if we realize that they are not realistic and they are not really helping us to understand the deeper connectedness that we all share. So don't fail in your exam of your life. Right? Yes. Okay. So yeah. Sorry, today we could not join via Skype because I had to use my computer for other workshop to attend. But I hope that everyone joined through YouTube. So let us now move to the other part of the program, right, Bante? Yes. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And this is a time that we can generously share all the goodness we cultivated right here by doing this practice together and engaging in this wholesome practice. We have generated so much goodness, so much good merit, so much good karma in our hearts. Let us now generously share these merits with everyone else. May all our, first of all, we will share these merits with our departed family members, our relatives, people who loved us so much. Let us be grateful for them and share this goodness with them. May they all share these merits. May they be well and happy wherever they may be. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu Sukhita hontu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all living beings. If there's any being who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ce ammihi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of grace, wisdom, and determine to be hateful. It is the blessing service now, and all three of us are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. And this particular sutra was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. And we are going to chant the same sutra for you now, wishing you all well-being, peace, and happiness. And today we will specifically extend our blessings to those victims of the blast happened in Beirut, Lebanon, and wishing all of them to be healed, whoever suffering be healed, and also to everyone who are suffering due to ailments and the infections in the world. Thinking about them, and also specifically wishing you all who are joining us today all the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And may you also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with. And may all of you and whoever in your mind receive these blessings. May you be well, may you be happy, and may you be peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yantam santam padam
Abhisamicce sakko ujoce sojoce suvacojas semunduvanati mani santos sekoce subharoce appakincoce sallahukavutti santrindriyoce nipakoce appagabbo kulesu ananugindo nace kundang samacari kinciyena vinyo pare upavadiyong sukino vakemino hontu sabbe santa bhavantu sukitanta ye kecipan bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesadigawaye mahantava majjimarasya kanukatuladittava eva additta yeca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitantan paro parang nikumbeta nati manyita katta cinang kanci vyarosana patiga sanyana manyas sadukka micciye mata yataniyang puntang ayusaye kapunta manurakke evang pisambhabotesu manasambhavaye aparimanang mittang ca sabbhalokasmin manasambhavaye aparimanang uddang adocatiriyan ca sambhadang averang asapatang tittang carang nisinno vasayano vayavatas savigata-mindo etang sating adittiye brahmamitang viharang idamahodetting anupagamma silevadasanena sampanno kamesu viniyagedang nahi jato gambhaseya punareti tena sajca vajjena sottite hotu sabbada etena sajca vajjena sabbharogo vinassatu etena sajca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbharogo vinassatu mate bhavantantarayo sukhe digayuko bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha dhammanubhavena sada sotti
भवन्तु ते भवतु
सर्वमङ्गलं
रक्षन्तु सर्वदेवता
सर्वसङ्गानुभावेन
सदा
सदा
सोन्ति
भवन्तु ते
Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let us try to recall to our mind whatever kind deed we managed to do during last few days. Recall to your mind and remember an actual incident in which you were able to help someone. You were able to show your kindness to someone. Recall such a concrete event. Let us rejoice these moments of kindness that we experience. On this day
on this day
or in the past,
or in the past,
if I have done kind deeds
if I done kindly
to other beings
to other beings
with my body, speech, or mind,
with my body, speech, or
whether
mind,
great or little,
whether great or little,
here before the Buddha,
here before the Buddha,
I call to
I
mind
call to mind
those kind deeds
those kind deeds,
and let my heart rejoice.
and let my heart rejoice.
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others.
appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others.
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
wishing more opportunities to practice compassion.
wishing more opportunities to practice compassion.
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
resolving not to compare myself with others.
resolving not to compare myself with others.
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
I rejoice in those kind deeds,
and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere.
and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere.
May my kind deeds
May my kind deeds
relieve the burdens of other beings.
relieve the burdens of other beings.
May my kind deeds
May my kind
shield
deeds
me from all dangers and pain.
shield me from all dangers and pain.
May my kind deeds
May my kind
and
deeds
merits that come from them
and the merits that come from them
help me in freeing my heart.
help me in freeing my heart.
Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. During last few days, you may have received some help, some care, attention, or kindness from someone else. Recall those moments, those people. And even you heard about a kind deed of someone else. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day,
On this day
or in the past,
or in the past,
if I have seen or heard
if I have seen or
of the
heard
kind deeds done by others
of the kind deeds done by
with their
others,
body, speech, or mind,
with their body, speech, or
whether
mind,
great or little,
whether great or
here
little,
before the Buddha,
here before the Buddha,
I call to mind
I call to mind
those kind deeds
those kind deeds,
and let my heart rejoice.
and let my heart rejoice.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
being always ready to praise kind people
being always ready to praise kind people
and follow their example.
and follow their examples.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in me
and many living beings.
and many living beings.
Sa- Thank you everyone for joining with us today. We wish you a great rest of the week and wish you safety and good health.
Wish you good health.